Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. This is Kenya Rockman, the author and founder of the Child Support Hustle and the Reform Child Support Now movement. I hope you're doing well today. I'm doing just fine, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for having your notifications on. I'm glad that that is working. Let me make sure that my chats are on. And we're going to get started. I'm going to see if we get some. Thank you for liking. I appreciate you. Let me see if we. Hello. How's everyone doing? It's a great day. So, hey, Willie. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Now, if you are tuned in to me or on my social media pages, you've seen that I posted the letter that my colleague, attorney Cassandra Daniels, and myself, when I had her on an interview here, well, not here, but on a Zoom late last month, we were talking about putting a letter together proposing a few changes, reforms to the child support system. And we've gotten that letter together and we have it composed. And now we're looking for volunteers that will send the letter out to their local, state, and federal legislators. I'm gonna be doing it. We'll be doing it on our end. I'm definitely gonna. I've already started sending it out in Texas. So what I want to do. Hi, Stephanie. What I want to do is go through. I'm not gonna go through the entire letter. It's a few pages, but I want to go through what's covered in here, just to give you guys a little background to see if you're interested. Instead of you going through the trouble of emailing me sending it to you, say this is not something I want to do. I'm great, G Walker. How are you? So that's what I want to discuss today. And it's not going to be long. It's 4 points. And before I start, this is just like anything else. Now, if what I go through, what I cover, or you feel that this is not something that you want to be involved with, then just that's it. We don't have to. You don't have to send me a message and say how much it sucks, or we need to get abolishment. I mean, yes, and I want to make this clear to people that have supported the Child Support Hustle, Reform Child Support Now movement since I started. When I started, it was definitely abolish. Okay, thanks, Stephanie. As I have talked to parents, as I've advocated, talked to politicians, talked to other advocates, the reason why I changed my perspective, if you will, from complete abolishment of the child support system to reform is that some people, some parents, some families need this system. Like, it works for them. They rely on the child support program to mediate, where the payments are going, what the order is, where the in the courts to say where the drop off is, and that they need that. And that's right. That works for their family. It might not work for our families and why we fight against it, but it works for them. So to come in because we don't like something and say we want it completely wiped out is, to me, just as I guess overstepping as them, the government, saying you have to participate in this system because this is what we want you to do. So that's why I changed my perspective on that. Now, I'm never going to change what I feel about reform. I think, and I will always feel, as long as the system is in operation, that there's certain things that have to be done in order for it to operate effectively, and for the children to actually be for them to benefit from this system, for parents to be treated fairly, and for, if this system is going to be in place, and it's not mandated unless you go through the welfare system, as I've discussed all the way through my advocacy, if they will follow the guidelines as they were written, there would be no need to abolish the system. But that's, I wanted to make that clear. So if anybody's now she's saying she wants to reform it and not abolish it, that's why. And that's one of the things, just growing, just being a person, I learn every day. I learn something new. I love talking to people and learning things. I'm gonna change my perspective. What I felt when I was 20, or what I thought I knew when I was 20 or 30, is not what I know or feel now. It's growth. So that's just a personal, on the sideline, on how I changed from about 100%. We got to abolish. Now I'm gonna still say fuck child support. If you see my T-shirts and stuff, and you see I have my picture up, I'm gonna always say that, because the system is unjust. If they keep doing, since they keep doing what they're doing, it's going to be that. But when it operates the way it's supposed to for parents that need the system, then I can soften up a little bit. But y'all get the gist of it. So thank you for letting me explain that, and I hope that wasn't too whatever. So, well, yeah, they'll choose a stranger, but sometimes that stranger, that mediator, is what's keeping them from going to jail. I mean, you just think, when you break up with somebody and the family is not the happy ever after, and you feeling some type of way and they're feeling some type of way, things can get bad, go bad so fast that before you know it. And that's that buffer. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's life. So, I mean, it's just that's one of those, it is what it is type deals. It is what it is. So back to the letter. So I'll go over the 4 points that we have in here that we want to propose to these legislators. And when we came together with all these with these points, we were thinking of the children, of course, the parents, and even the legislators. Like, maybe they can even see where we're coming from. But this is just a starting place. Like I started before with the abolishment. Like, this is just another perspective, like I said. So if you want to give me your thoughts, unless you want to send me something that you have prepared that you think should be sent, then you can keep it to yourself. So the first thing we want to do, which does need to be abolished, repealed, is the Bradley Amendment. That is not beneficial to children or parents. It's beneficial to the government. Now, one way that somebody could say that it is beneficial, because they can't go retroactively and erase the debt. They can't go retroactively and charge. They can't erase it, and then they can't go retroactively and charge ahead. But it's still, that very rarely happens. This Bradley Amendment really mostly affects low-income parents when they get a child support order and they go retroactively from the date the child was born. Now, when this is a government Title 4D case, that means that money is going to the government. This is bad policy. So this needs to be repealed immediately. And when that happens, the child support, even before that, the child support debt that has been racked up, the last count was government owed, was around $24 billion nationally. That needs to be erased. And I have a petition. If you haven't signed it, the link is in the description. Please sign it. Please share it. We're trying to get, the goal is, I think I put the goal for 2,500 signatures by the weekend. We're almost at 1,800. So if we repeal the Bradley Amendment, that's going to free up a lot of money. It's going to erase a lot of debt, and it's going to change how the child support system operates across the board. Like, it'll be crazy how it'll change things. So if you listen to, or if you peep out how, I can't help it, how we structured these proposals, they're all beneficial. So if these things take place, the child support system will change in its entirety. So that's the first one, is repeal the Bradley Amendment. The second one is to add modifications. Okay, so currently there's 5 incentive performance measures that control or dictate how much a state receives in in incentive money per year. It's paternity establishments, order establishments, collections, current support, collection of arrears, and cost effectiveness. That's when you find out for every dollar spent, the state collects or brings in the national average, I believe this year was $5.06. Some states like Texas, double digits. So that cost effectiveness, those five performance measures dictate if and how much incentive money they receive. So our proposal is saying, why not add modifications, a streamlined modification process to this? It only makes sense because it takes so long to get a modification. Then when they do process it, there's a lot of debt that goes with it because they're not being processed. So if it's 2 years until somebody gets to hear or somebody's modification application is reviewed and then it's approved, they're still on the hook for all the debt in most cases. Not all, but most. And if it's denied, they're on the hook for all the debt. So if we add that and we make sure that states, the modification, the process is going to be part of your, how much incentive money you get. This is going to be something that they're going to prioritize, just like they prioritize order establishments. Make them fast. Put a deadline on it. If you don't do this, then you won't be penalized. So that's the second one. Of course, we want to get rid of paternity fraud. Paternity fraud should not exist, or the act of parents being able to commit paternity fraud. I mean, women, mothers, able to just put some guy's name down randomly and say he's the father to get benefits. The man doesn't even know because of these junk default judgments. And then 10 years down the line, he gets pulled over and he's arrested because of some warrant for some fraud case. That has to go. There is no reason that a man should be paying any kind of child support for a child that he did not biologically father. Now, I'm working on this other project, and I see where if you take the child into your home as your own, men, and you raise that child for 2 years or so, even though you know that's not your child, they try to get support on that way. Like they have legal jargon for that. I still don't agree with it. I don't see how that's even, maybe after 10 years and I don't know. I don't get that. But in clear cut paternity fraud cases like the one with my friend Carnell Alexander out there in Michigan and the one with Cassandra Daniels' client out here in Houston, Mr. Crump, those are clear cases of paternity fraud. DNA cleared them. If DNA can clear suspected murderers and clear people that are suspected to commit like serious crimes, there should be enough to clear somebody from paying a debt and be held for a debt for 18 plus years. The fact that we still are allowing these men to be on the hook to the point that they're punished, and we've been over, and most people know how serious and detrimental and damaging owing child support debt is to biological parents. So to put that on somebody that is not a child's father, that's not what, it's unconstitutional for one. And there should be no law in this land that says that you have to pay for a kid and you haven't even slept with the mother. That's ridiculous. So the fourth one is, pass through. I've talked about this. I didn't put the link in the video, in this video, but you can go back on my videos and see if you hear, can I get a thumbs up, please? And let me stop before I go through the pass-throughs. In the letter, I have all the references. So when you send this, you'll have all the links. I'm gonna put the numbers and the links in here. So if you're sending this on our behalf, we have all the references, sources, the information. Let me read something. Okay, so as far as the paternity fraud, there was a man named Ronald K. Henry that wrote uh, those default judgments. They call them sewer service out in California. He said, which results in a high rate of false paternity establishments. The man, the children, and the taxpayer are being victims of fraud. So that kind of stuff I put in this letter. And just different pieces to back up why we are asking for what we are asking for in our proposals. So the pass through is very, I think this is one where custodial parents that accuse me of not caring about the children, or which is completely false. And I was y'all been getting trolled so bad lately. So somebody said that I'm going against God's will for talking about this, fighting for child support reform. But I told this one lady that I lost my train of thought. The God's will, I put that on what's the name. But if you're going to troll, which at this point is entertaining, I've never said, and nobody I've ever worked with has said that we don't believe in taking care of our children. That is not true. But this system is garbage as far as how they do things. And that's what we have a problem with. I've raised 2 children. So it's not that I've never said, oh, please don't take care of your children. That's nonsense. But I forgot what I was going to say. The other lady said, but it was kind of funny too. But the pass through, and this is what I was talking to custodial parents. Currently, less than half of the states will not pass through 100% of child support collected on behalf of your children if you receive TANF and Medicaid benefits. And I just did was it a video? I did a video about the benefits that you have to sign over your rights for, because some states are even telling parents, even for child care, you have to assign your rights over for SNAP benefits. So and that's not even true in most of these cases. There's specific guidelines. So, but in Medicaid and TANF, you have to sign your rights over. You can't get these benefits, which is like strong arming. Because if you go down there and you need a check, or you need Medicaid because your child has asthma or something like that, and they're saying, oh, we're not giving you these benefits unless you sign over your rights to any future child support, then what are you going to do? You're going to sign that paper. So this is in our proposal saying, if we do this, if a parent does this, they are entitled to 100% of the child support collected. So if dad pays $500, then the child receives $500. How it's set up now, like Ohio, if the benefit is, when I received the benefit, which was years ago, it was $341. These numbers don't change often, so we're going to say just for the sake of this, $341, and say the child's dad was paying $700. I'm not getting any of that. I'm only getting $341 because Ohio doesn't pass through any more money than that. So with our proposal is saying, hey, if I sign up for benefits, I'm not assigning my rights over. That's gone. And when you collect, I'm gonna get the $800, $700 in full, and that'll be across the country. That's something that has to happen, because it doesn't make any sense for them to claim they're recovering welfare benefits when our taxpayers are paying, our tax dollars are paying for these benefits. They're not getting spent on the most needy and the most vulnerable families, because they're TANF block grants now. The states can, and they do, hold this money back for a quote unquote rainy day. So they sit and hoard hundreds of millions of dollars. So our taxpayers are still, our tax dollars are still going into this fund for welfare programs. It's just not getting spent. That money's just sitting there. So why would y'all then, on top of that, collect 100% of the child support and keep it to allegedly recover welfare? You see? So these are issues that I've discussed over the years on more than one occasion. I didn't discuss, we didn't put debtor prisons in here. And the reason why is because with Turner versus Rogers, which was the Supreme Court ruling back in 2011, there have been significant changes in how these states and everybody, how they're supposed to rule on contempt of court cases. And so there was a final rule that came out, and I'm like I said in a couple other videos, I'm reading through the new issue of the Attorney's Manual, which they just released in last month. And in there, there's a whole section about how they have to handle contempt of court cases. And what is that? Imputing income, that's in there. So there's a lot, like a big chunk of issues that are covered, that have been covered over a course of at least about 7 or 8 years, that are coming to light now. So, whatever happened? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to see people doing this all the time. I'm going to block you. Okay. First of all, don't come over here using any kind of racial derogatory names towards me. That's just don't. That's ignorant. And if you're not coming with facts, don't come at all. And if you're not coming with solutions, don't come at all. I hope I blocked them right. I never blocked anybody on here. I don't think, maybe once, but that wasn't for anything like that. Like, don't be ignorant. If you're not offering nothing significant to the conversation, then don't even come over here. Just kick rocks. Hi, Marcus. Threw me off my little pivot. So yeah, okay. So that's our letter in a nutshell. If you're interested in sending it out, I have a link that has everybody, all the candidates, all the politicians, all their contact information. Feel free when you get, it'll be a link that I'll send you with the letter that you can take, you can print it and take it. Our signatures are on here, but when you send an email, you'll be joining your name to this too by forwarding our letter. But I want you guys to feel free to add what you think, what additional things you might think could be added here. Because this is a collective effort. It's not just one person or two people doing this. Like, advocacy and fighting for reform is it takes more than just one or two or a few people. So feel free. I don't know about that, Marcus. Hi, Omar. Thank you. Yes, yes. So that's something. I forgot, it was something I was going to say, but yeah, like, I don't mind you adding something to the email and your contact information. Like, it's the voice of the people. It's the voice of us, and coming together, we can, get our message out. Like I said, if this is something that you're not interested in, you don't think it goes far enough, then that's fine. Just like with anything else with information, you pick through what you can use and let go what you can't. That's not a problem. see if I missed any questions. God's will. That's not the second. That's like the second time somebody inserted God or natural nature and all that, and I'm like, no, that's not. This is not. This is not. So that the trolls are funny. Right. They have to establish paternity first. And that's what happens with these default judgments. What they were doing, especially back in the 90s, they were just rubber stamping these default judgments and they weren't getting proof of service. So that's why you have all these default judgments and dads by default, because these cases, and that's why these cases are fraud. I'm not going to put the link here. If you want a copy of the letter, I'll send you the link. And this is so we can keep track of how many people are sending this out, because I've already put this out. So I have people, and thank you all for everybody. If you're watching this video, you already volunteered and I've already sent you the link. Thank you so much. I want to keep track of everybody that's sending it out, just in case, or for the next time we need some volunteers. You guys are going to be the first one we call, and hopefully that'll be happening soon. Okay, Omar, I'm CSHustle, the #1 at gmail.com. If you want to get in touch with me, if you want the link to the letter, dang. See, that racist shit threw me all the way off what I was going to say. So I'm trying to, before I let you guys go, I'm trying to get back and try to say what I was going to say. And if you need, hopefully when I send you this link, if you send a letter, you'll be able to access these links, the sources. If not, if you send me another email, I'll be able to send it over to you, okay? Thank you, Dion. What is that, Devontae? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and thank you for clicking the like button. I'm gonna see if I have any questions. Yeah, I don't know about that, Marcus. I don't know about the Social Security card. You know, nowadays so much stuff is out there. I don't know. It's like see it to believe it or believe it to see it. I don't know. Let me see. And we were working on our podcast. Thank you for the likes. And we just had a hard time connecting. Like it was the weirdest thing. So we're gonna wait like maybe until November, what's the September, October. So then we'll invite you guys back on. I'll let you guys know to reach out, and so we can start asking you guys if you want to tell your story, and we'll start having interviews again. So I don't know what was up with that. You're right, Dark Matter. My email is cshustle, the #1 at gmail.com. If in the description, I have my link tree. In my link tree, there's you can get to all my social media, my email, my website, everything. And if you want to get a copy of my book, thechildsupporthustle.com, that's on my website. You can get a t-shirt if you want to show your support, all on my website. I'm gonna be adding some other shirts and some different colors if people want them. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while. In my book, that's what I was going to say. So with any, when you come out with any movement or anything like that, or advocacy like I did, when I started this, there was not a lot of information for what I was trying to do, which was close my child support case as a custodial parent, as a former welfare recipient, and as somebody that had a Title 4D case. These issues were foreign to me. So as I was looking for solutions to get my case closed, there was nothing there. And I had to like dig and dig and dig through a whole bunch of stuff I didn't understand to find out what was going on in my case, because they kept denying me. They kept just telling me, no, pretty much go away. You don't have any access I didn't have any rights anymore. So that's how my book came about, how I started writing. This is just based on me trying to fight my own case. So this was back when I started. My fight was in 2006, 2007. That's how long I've been at this. So I want to say to people that come to me and say, well, this should be this and this. Well, I know what should be. This is like a blueprint. There's been so much stuff that has happened since I started, since I released my book, which was 2013, which has happened since then. There's so many advocacy groups out here and so much information, which is great because back then there wasn't. It was very limited, or it was limited to people divorcing, not people that were in my situation. So, yes, whenever somebody does something, there's always going to be other things that come along that can improve that thought or that process. That's part of growing. So don't knock down. And this is with anything, when you hear somebody's ideas, and this is why I don't do that, is don't knock down a person's thought, or like our letter, I got some negativity and stuff like that. Like, no, we need to abolish it. We need to, well, you didn't even read the letter. You haven't even read it. So that's why I started this by saying, instead of with your negative, if you have this or that to say, then just don't even respond. But if you want to do something more, you got something to add or something like that, feel free. I'm always open to work with anybody as long as we are working together for a solution. Anybody can sit around and talk about shit and complain about shit, and then on nothing get done. So that's what I thought that hard to say that. So yeah. So I hope you guys, I hope this wasn't too much of me just going, but I think I put the information out. That's what I'm trying to do. And I have to have my notes. I have to have my notes, and I don't have them today. I said I'm going to freestyle this and see how it goes, because I know this. I know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. I like to have some kind of structure, or I'm just going to go, and then I get thrown off by the comments and all that shit. So, and I'm cussing a little bit. Thank you. Get off my cashews. Thank you. Hit the like button. I appreciate you. So if I don't have any more questions, again, my email is cshustle1@gmail.com. I thank you guys for subscribing to okay, go to go to the beginning of this video, and then you'll see why I say about why I say maybe not abolishment, maybe not at this time, but I feel you though. Okay. Well, I want to send happy birthday shouts to my children. They both have birthdays. This my son was last month. They both Virgos, so 5 days apart. So happy birthday, y'all. I love y'all very much, and I will see y'all this weekend. Right. It's to get money from everybody. If you saying I don't know how to pronounce your first. If you think about it, they're getting money from everybody. It's not just me, and they're getting money from taxpayers. They're getting money from the taxpayers. They're getting money from the non-custodial parents. They're taking money from the children. They're taking money from the citizens with Social Security. Like, they're taking money from everywhere. And then they claim that they don't have any money. What do y'all think all this money came from with the stimulus money? It came from them robbing parents with over the years for child support through the welfare system and other things, but that's a big part of it. I don't know if you trolling me, or I don't know. Like I said, the trolls been out real tough. But I agree. I agree, Devontae. I'm gonna show. I don't think you trolling. I think you really feel like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and show this. And if you are, I mean, what can I? Can't watch them all. So yeah, like I said, I'm working on some other stuff, and that's why I'm like more so in the background now. There's a lot of people doing a lot of amazing work, so I can sit and send the letters, hopefully meet with some legislators, hopefully lobby our, our letter and get some changes that will actually be tangible. Like we can actually see it, and parents will be able to feel it, and the children will be able to know that, my parents' fault. The money is coming into the household. I can tell, we can tell the difference. They can tell the difference. Okay. So that's my video for today. I thank you guys so much for joining me. Get my license back. It would depend on the situation, Anthony. I'm gonna say this. I'm going to be talking to somebody that I know, and he has successfully gotten child support off of his credit. And so we're going to be working together, but I have to get some more background. And one thing I don't like to do is refer you guys or anybody to people that I haven't seen do the work. I haven't seen success stories because that's like a fool's mission. So I've actually seen that this did happen. So we're going to meet together. I'm going to try next week to bring y'all a video and let y'all know, what's what and how to get in touch with him. And hopefully we can try to get some of this child support off your credit report. So make sure y'all subscribe, turn your noties on. I got noties from my son. Turn your noties on so when I get this video, when I get this information, and y'all get the first, y'all are the first to know. The office is smooth. It's the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement. I'm gonna see if I can click on my other screen and I'm gonna put the link up. Okay. If I go off, it's just because I'm on this other screen. But hold on, let me see if I can get it for you. And this is the link to file a complaint with the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement, and that's in DC. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys this, just a heads up. When you file a complaint with them, if you haven't filed a complaint with the local agency before you contact them, all they're going to do is send you back. So if you can get in touch with them, I know a lot of people can't get in touch with anybody on the local level because they're not even answering the phone. They're not even, I don't even know what even worse than before. So I'm gonna also put, hold on guys. There's also a regional office. I'm so happy this is working. Um, there's regional offices all across the country. This is where you want to file a complaint to. If but you always want to file first with the local agency, just so you have it on record. Whether you do it on drop a paper off, whether you send them an email or whatever. So when they say, "Oh, you have to contact," because they will, you have to contact your local agency first. You already say, "I already did that, and here's the proof." So they won't send you back and give you the runaround. So that first link is to the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement. The second link is to the the Office of Child Support Enforcement regional contact map. Well, we're gonna make them start answering. That's the problem. They've been getting away with this for too long. You're welcome, Smooth. That's the problem. We're not gonna let them keep getting away with it. Because it was just like anything else. They work for us. They are employees. Whether you're the non-custodial parent, non-resident parent, or you're the residential parent or the custodial parent, our taxes pay their salary. They're our employees. Pick up the phone. I can keep going on, and I will. See, this was supposed to be a half an hour video, but I can keep going but I'm not. I'm gonna stop because that's a whole nother video. What I was about to talk about was another video. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe. And like I said, we'll be talking about, I'm gonna be doing a video about how to work with somebody to get child support off your credit. I want to talk about how to make them okay. Let me go. All right. Thank you so much. We're up to 2.6 thousand, 2,600 subscribers. So thank y'all so much. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I will see you guys next time. Remember, they can ignore hundreds, they can ignore thousands, but they cannot ignore millions. Let's go.